Alright guys, so I'm going to give you, in case you missed any days or in case you need any refreshers before you take your test, I'm going to remind you how to find theme, and more importantly, how the theme develops using three things. So first of all, the first one that we learned was the difference between a dynamic and a static character. Okay, we know that dynamic is the one that we care about. The dynamic character is the main character. They're the narrator. Okay, and this is the one that's going to be important for us. So we look at the dynamic character and we think, how do they change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? Okay, so for example, let's say in the beginning of the story, the character is very lazy, like the ant and the grasshopper. So the character is very lazy. By the end of the story, they realize, okay, I need to work hard, and they end up working hard, and they get rewarded for it by getting more food or something like that. So we can see that that character is dynamic because of the internal change. And what that shows us is the theme has to relate to that in some way. So in this case, it's pretty clear. The theme is always work hard and you'll be rewarded. Okay, you want to make it some universal theme. The second way is with key events. Here's my little sheet I made for you. So the second way is with key events. So this is probably the easiest way, especially if you're a strong reader, just to kind of approach it, where everything that the author includes is for a purpose. They're not just going to put something in there just to put it. If they have a theme in mind, which all good authors do, everything in the text is going to in some way build up to that ultimate moment. Okay. Our final way, and this is usually for poetry and things like that, is repetition. Okay? So repetition, we know in the word, it almost looks like the word repeat. And that's exactly what repetition is. It's repeating the same line or word. So like when we read Maya Angelou's poem, Still I Rise, we saw that line over and over being repeated. I rise, I rise, I rise. And from that we could tell that our theme was going to be something about her rising. Okay, this is much more likely in poetry, a little bit less likely in fiction. But those are our three ways to find theme. So when I ask you, what is the theme? You'll get that right. The question that you'll have more trouble with, which is also part of the standard, is, and how does it develop? Okay? And whenever you answer a question like that, you need to mention these three, right? The dynamic character, the key events, and repetition. So you'll say, for example, the theme develops because the dynamic character learns from the beginning of the book to the end that hard work pays off, which shows the reader the theme. Hard work is the key to success. Also, the key events show me this by, then you kind of list the events that build up to it. And finally, if you can, kind of push it and try and find some type of repetition that might build into it, that would be awesome. Okay? So those are the three ways that you find theme and that you answer for how the theme develops. Okay? Hope it helped.